Hey, what's happening? Tim with Nomad Trading. Okay, another runner recap after the market closes, looking at all the hottest stocks of the day. So, yeah, we'll jump into this. SCPS is one that was definitely a hot stock today. IPOs has been the hot sector, if you want to call that a sector. That's what's been running like crazy the last couple of days is the IPOs. It's like they IPO something and it goes up hundreds of percent. So it's insanity, but exciting at the same time. Just difficult to trade. Um, why is it difficult to trade? Because of this. This is actually where the move started yesterday down here. So at one point yesterday, this was trading under $6, and at one point today, it was trading up here at like $48 almost. So crazy, crazy volatility in 2 days of trading. But let's zoom in just a little bit to look. It's difficult to trade because of the halts. They're scary for me anyway. Uh, I know that I trade probably a little more scared than a lot of people do. But that being said, this stuff is scary. Imagine if you're the one that's buying up here, thinking that this is going to be just like these other halts. You buy this, it gets halted, it jumps way up. You buy again, it gets halted, it jumps way up. And here you are buying this one, thinking it's going to jump way up, or buying this one or several of the other ones. There's quite a few of them. This is the 1 minute chart over here, so you can see that it was halted multiple times. But you might be the one buying it up here. I'll give you a better example with WNW here in a second. But let's say you're buying this thing thinking it's going to get halted and keep going up, and you buy it at 42, which, first of all, you shouldn't be doing, because when the stock's up that huge, you're definitely chasing it. It could go higher, of course, but you're chasing it. But anyway, traded almost a little over 9 million shares on the day. But imagine you were chasing it up here and you didn't really know that that was super risky, and you bought it, and then it gets halted and it doesn't open until it's down here in the 20s or low 30. I guess this one opened in the low 30s, like 31. But still, you bought it in the 40s, and then you have a $10 per share or more loss in a matter of minutes just coming out of the halt, and you don't know if it's going to come back up, and you're panic selling. And yeah, not a good thing. It's so risky to trade these. You could have been buying it down here because we had the same pattern that I talk about every day. So I know I'm beating the same old thing, but let me say what's up to Ryan. Got 3 likes already. That's pretty awesome. Thank you guys. Anyway, so get off there, virus protection. Nobody wants to see that crap. The same pattern I talk about every day. This morning, it looks like a small move, but it was several dollars. As it goes up, full, and you got your bull pennant. And then it shoots up again, another bull pennant, shoots up again, another little bull pennant, shoots up again. And then at that point, it's just insanity and getting halted, time after time after time. So, beautiful plays this morning. I don't think I traded this. I know I didn't in my E-Trade. Let me see if I traded it in CMEG. Got too much stuff opening. I have to get to. Okay. No, I didn't. That's not one of the ones that I only traded a couple stocks today, and that was not one of them. But I wanted to make sure. Ross was trading this morning. I saw him when he was doing his live stream pre-market or whatever. This is the one that he was really watching, and rightfully so, because it went up crazy. Let's look at another one. We kind of talked about this one already. So another of the crazy IPO plays was WNW, which I think I might have talked about yesterday also. I'm pretty sure I probably did. This is the one that IPO'd 3 days ago at like $5 or something. And then it went over $100. Let's zoom out a little bit So yeah, yesterday it went up to like $105, and I think I talked about it in the video that it wouldn't make sense for it to go up after it's faded down, but it could happen. You never know. Crazier things have happened. And sure enough, it shoots up out of nowhere and recovers from the 50s all the way to over 150. So over $100 gain from the low to the high today. It's complete insanity. But anyway, so had you been lucky enough to buy one of these times, I just don't know. It's hard to make that play. You know, when the stock's fading from yesterday way down, how would you know to buy that? It doesn't look like any pattern that I've really seen. You could buy it out of the first haul or something, I guess, and hope for the best. But again, I'm not a big fan of the halt plays. Now, where this did have an opportunity, and I actually had a buy on this on E-Trade, but it didn't. I had my price set too low, so it didn't fill. And then I was like, I'm not gonna chase it. I'll just cancel it, because I saw this like it's kind of like a giant bull pennant. The key to this pattern that I keep talking about every day is basically that when you get the tighter and tighter consolidation, it's got to be up. There's got to be some kind of pull, and it's got to be up. But the main key is that you get the consolidation, and then when it comes out, that it breaks above that top pennant line, if you want to call it that top trend line. So I actually did try to buy it, but hold on a sec, getting a call. Sorry, getting a call. Excuse me. Sorry, can't call me. Doing live stream. Anyway, so yeah, tried to buy it, did not get filled, then canceled the order, and then of course watched it rocket up. I was only going to buy like 10 shares of it because it's so risky to be buying something that moves like that. But I tried to buy like 10 shares of it, and I think it was at 115 or somewhere in there, and it ended up going without me, and it went from let me change that. That move would have been from 116, 117 to you could have easily got out in the 130. So it would have been a $150 winner on a very small position. So disappointed that I didn't go ahead and move my order up just a hair and go ahead and get that filled, but oh well, that's how it rolls. I saw it in real time today. Pretty much that was how it worked for me, was that I saw the plays, I hesitated, and then watched them go without me. I did it multiple times on different stocks. Let me get back over to my chat thing. Sorry, I had to click out to go look at that other screen. Buy the breakout, indeed. Yeah, you could definitely do that. You could buy the high of day breakout. That's a good point on that one. Man, thanks for making these recaps. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching and chatting with me. Watching SKLZ today was fun. I don't know if I saw SKLZ. There was actually a lot of stocks moving today. So there's almost too many plays to talk about because I need to make this like a 30-minute video. I have a bunch of friends coming over for poker tonight. And yeah, got to do the kids' dinner and get everything cleaned up and ready for all that this afternoon. So I need to not do a 2-hour live stream talking about all these different runners, but let's check that out. I didn't, because I don't think I even saw that one. So let's check out SKLZ. See, there you go. Annoying E-Trade. Why did I type that in and you didn't go there? You went back to W&W. Yeah, that's a very nice stock, and look at the beautiful pattern on it. I mean, it's first. Is this another IPO, or was it a merger? There's no news showing in E-Trade, which is awesome. Or history, no news or history, IPO or recent ticker change, merger situation. Anyway, So no history, so I can't really look back and see a bunch of, or at least on E-Trade anyway, for whatever reason. If this is the first day, it doesn't even talk about the IPO down here in the news. But anyway, nice. I like the action on this because it kind of formed a little bit of a cup and handle. You didn't have as much of a handle. It kind of stayed more of a flat top breakout really, but you could have bought the breakout without too much. You wouldn't have had to have too much risk on your stop, and then beautiful move up, and then again we see that kind of consolidation pullback situation happening, and then another pull, and then somewhat consolidation pennant, but not really. It didn't really come to a point on the 5 minute. Or really the 1 minute. The 1 minute would have been more of a bull flag situation. But either way, as it gets past that consolidation, you could buy that, or you could buy the breakout there. You could buy the breakout above the top of this wick. Tons of different options that would have worked there. So yeah, that would have been a good play. I don't know why it didn't pop up on any scanners or screeners or whatever. I never noticed it. IPO, there you go. IPOs are so hot. That's crazy. Another IPO, going from a low in the 16s up to almost 23. Beautiful. Let's see what else we got. The ones that I traded. Let me see. I made 55 whole dollars. I had 2 trades. I actually fat fingered SNCA like an idiot. I pushed the wrong button. So this was me today in CMAG. I had that one trade on E-Trade, but I didn't get filled and then canceled it, so I didn't even trade E-Trade. I did trade a couple times in CMAG, but nothing to write home about. This one was an $85 win. This one should have been a win because I was right on track with SNCA, and I was trying to put a stop in, and somehow I sold it. So yeah, like an idiot, I sold it instead of, I was trying to put a stop in, and yeah, managed to sell it before it went up, and then it went, right after me, and I was like, yeah, forget that, not going to chase it. So anyway, 2 small trades, nothing big, $55 profit. So profit's profit. I guess it's good to be green, but nothing big. Same thing with yesterday. I made like $20 or whatever, so almost break even days, but I guess it's better than losing. How'd you guys do? Other stuff, you can kind of type in there how you guys did. I've been trying to figure out the lag on this thing too, because some people, it doesn't seem like on YouTube, have very much lag between their talking and like the chat. But on mine, it feels like the talking and the chat is lagged quite a bit, and the screen and everything, the stream is lagging, but it shouldn't be. It's the lowest latency, which is what YouTube recommends for near real-time chat and interaction. I don't quite understand it, but anyway, whatever. Mara, let's see, that was one that is that the one I made money on? The $85, yeah, Mara. That one I actually shorted, and I shorted it on, I believe here, when it was coming up to VWAP, looking, it was definitely downtrending and looking like it was going to have a big down day. So I shorted it into the VWAP 50 moving average, and then covered it just down here, somewhere in here at the bottoms of these other candles. Played it safe like I do a lot of the time, and just scalped it. But there was definitely more meat on the bone there, and then it ended up coming back up, and I thought I was pretty happy that I got out of that and I didn't hold it and ended up taking a loss on it, because it busted through VWAP and the 50 and the 200 and went all the way back over $10, and then ultimately came all the way back down. I almost tried to dip by it at 9:31. I put the order in and then canceled it because I chickened out on it. Basically, was going to scalp it up to here because I thought it would probably go to about 9:46 on a bounce. So it would have been a beautiful 15-cent scalp, but that's the downside I find with being in the trader position that I'm in. Is like when you've traded for a few years and lost a lot, and then you finally start seeing the patterns and kind of starting to predict it, but your confidence isn't there. So many times a day you end up seeing the right play and you're thinking the right things, but you don't pull the trigger because you're scared to lose more money. So it's like you have to slowly build your confidence over time and believe in yourself again. Anyway, just starting doing like $100 positions and basically losing on commissions. Yeah, I totally get that. You're way ahead of me. Subscribe to your channel. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have? Let's see. NXTD. That was another huge one. And I remember talking about that yesterday because that was the one that my brother sold at 50 cents. And I told him it was going to go to $1. And then it did the next day. And then today it skyrockets even more. This one had a lot of volume, 394 million shares, although it is lower priced. So it's not as much as far as like money traded on the day, but it's still a lot. 394 million shares is still a lot. Selling off now pretty good, but it would have been a beautiful play. You could have done the same thing. You could have played it off the consolidation and bought it down here, or you could have bought the high of daybreak. That would have been a great play. The high of daybreak really would have been an awesome play. 133 or so, and it without even any on a 5-minute chart, without any pullback until you get all the way up here in the 178 range. So you could have made a nice percentage on that move right there without really even getting scared out too much. So that would have been awesome. Should have done that. Didn't even see it until this is. I really hate not having my scanners and having stuff live popping up all the time. I have to keep checking my other screen and looking at what's going on, and then I end up missing everything. That was another thing, another reason why I was behind the ball. I felt like all day today chasing everything is because of that scanner thing. So I don't know, may end up having to change brokerages, or I may have to bite the bullet and pay for trade ideas or something just so I have a scanner that I feel like I can trust running in the corner of my screen all the time. Anyway, NXTD, what was another one? TKAT was one, or yeah, TKAT. Almost 20 million shares traded on this, but not really any plays. This I didn't see. It'd be hard to catch this move right off the bat in pre-market. Every time I see a stock like this, when it rockets up pre-market, the reality is most of the time you're not going to catch it or see it on your scanner and get to it until it's up quite a bit, and then it feels like chasing for me on the very first beginning of the move right out of the gate pre-market. I don't like to buy the first spike because I feel like I'm chasing it. I don't want to be caught when it's going down. So by the time I see it, it's up quite a bit, and after that there's really not much of a play. It gives back all of its gains and then out of nowhere spikes up, which is great, but that's not really a setup that you can play. Especially after it gave back all its gains, then I'm not looking to buy it long because inevitably it's going to do the same thing and you don't really know when. So it did. It gave it all back again. Kind of trying to curl here, but my money would be on this failing, not going back to retest the highs. Another one that I kept seeing was, let's see, YGMZ. I want to say that was another IPO, wasn't it? Was that IPO? Yeah, IPO. I think it was an IPO from back in October, so somewhat recent IPO. There might have been news on it though, or it could just be a sympathy play because of the other ones. But yeah, that one was hitting my scanner and had crazy volatility going from under $5 to what was the high, $21, under 5 to 21. So that was another one. But again, all these IPOs, I didn't play any of them because they're just they have so many halts, and I don't want to play these stocks that are getting halted all the time. So that way I can end up getting horribly screwed over buying it into some, and then it gets halted right after and then jumps way down and opens up, and I'm at a huge loss, bag holding and praying it goes back up. I mean, look how many times this thing was halted. It did make a crazy move, but it's halted over and over and over again. All these straight lines are halts. So it's like Russian roulette playing these IPOs that get halted all the time. That's the down. If you catch them early, I guess you'd be all right. But other than that, yeah, I'm not really looking to buy that just because of that. Even if it's a setup, I don't really want to buy it. And I can't remember if I actually touched on that on WNW. I talked about the giant pattern there that I saw, but let's get rid of that. The scariest thing about this that I wanted to point out, and I forgot what I think was, if you were chasing this up here at $150 because you just don't know, you haven't traded enough to know better. Like I would never do that, but some people take big risks or they don't know any better. And imagine if you bought that at $150 or over that, and when it got halted there, it didn't open again until $80. So imagine if you were the poor guy that bought this over 150 and it got halted for a long halt. So you're sitting there like waiting anxiously for when is it going to unhalt. It's not a 5-minute normal halt. And then when it does, you're instantly $70 or more down per share. I mean, I just can't even imagine that. Even at 10 shares, you're down $700 like that out of a halt for no fault of your own. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's like Russian roulette playing these crazy IPOs. Any experience on trying to detect your first green day with the scanner? The first green day, I'm thinking for the change to play that high of day breakout in the market close. Yeah, the first green day is just going to be like, are you talking about holding something overnight? Is that what you're looking for? Just curious. That's usually what people are looking for. If you're under the PDT, you're usually looking for the first big green day and stuff. If you're looking into the close anyway, because you might want to hold it overnight. But the key to that, I made a video about holding overnight. You can go check it out. It wasn't that long ago. And yeah, the key, you definitely want the first green day, big green day, ideally. You want it to close strong. You want it to close after hours strong. You want it to have a catalyst. There's a list of criteria you kind of want for that situation. But anyway, as far as finding the green day, the big green day, like whether you're going to hold it overnight or not, finding it is more about the scanners and screeners and just looking for the stocks. Like over time, like when you're looking at a scanner or a screener, either one, it's difficult to weed out the big stocks, like the ones that everybody's playing that might be a good overnight hold or whatever, from something that's just going to be a turd and fade. And you never really know for sure, but you got to fill those criteria. And to find the stocks that are possible overnight holds, you look at those scanners and screeners, and you'll start to get used to seeing like the amount of volume. Like if it's got under 1 million shares traded, then I stay away from it. I don't care how green the first day is or any of that. I don't trade anything under 1 million shares hardly ever. If the volume's under 1 million shares, unless it's pre-market and it's, I see like a 200,000 share spike or something that I can see the volume coming in pre-market. Okay, but like if it's been trading throughout the day and it's still trading under 1 million shares, there was one actually today. Ooh, I don't think I can remember which one it was. There's just way too many tickers to look at today. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, whatever it was, it had a big spread. It was just it only traded like 400,000 shares, and I thought it was actually going to be a beautiful short, but I wasn't going to do it because the spread was huge because it was so thinly traded that if I got filled and then needed to bail on it, I would instantly be taking a pretty good loss by getting out of it. So there's major problems with trading thinly traded stocks. You definitely want to make sure you got a lot of volume in there, unless you're looking for something that you're going to hold long term, and then it doesn't matter as much. But for day trading, you need thinly traded stocks. Anyway, so I've been going for 26 minutes already. That's crazy. What else was going on? VIRI, that wasn't a big one that I noticed anyway. I'll check it out. I never really noticed it today anyway. I guess it did have a nice day. From $10 to 16, that's a very nice move. Interesting. Didn't see that on the scanners either. Really need a scanner. Gonna have to get a scanner. The YouTube and screeners and all that free stuff is just not cutting it. Let's see what else. I know there was other ones. DGMX? Was that one? Did I imagine that? MDXG? Yeah, that was one I was watching. Yeah, this was another one that had a nice move. It's been a multi-day runner from about $6 and now it's up above $9. But it was one I was watching, and I didn't trade it obviously, but I was watching it in here, but then I thought it was going to curl back down towards VWAP, and it took off again. And then I was watching it in here, thinking about shorting it over in the CMEG account, but all it did was move sideways. It never really gave me a spot one way or the other that I thought it was going to move. But it was another interesting one. Traded about almost 5 million shares and was up quite a bit on the day. What else do we have? Looks like SCPS might be moving again. Or no, it's not. For some reason it wasn't popping up on that particular screener, and then now it did, so it's kind of odd, but still up huge on the day. It's up right now 370% on the day as of now. That's just a monster. I think that Ross went back and traded it for a ton more money, because I saw that he posted a video about making like $100,000 or $130,000 or some crazy amount of money. That's the goal. That's my dream. Got to be as good as Ross and make that $130,000 in a day. Anyway, I'll probably go back. If you guys don't watch Ross, he's a good person to watch, because he's got lots of times that he trades live, and it's really helpful to watch him trade live, because he's actually good at, talking while he's trading and talking about why he's doing what he's doing, and as he enters and exits and all that kind of stuff. So it's really helpful as far as starting to be able to see moves in real time. to watch his live trading stuff. Highly recommend it. So I'll probably go back and watch his recap today of his hundred and whatever $1,000 he made to see how he did that. I'm gonna bet that it was on this. I'll bet that he kept playing SCPS and ended up getting in on one of these crazy moves. Anyway, I'm not gonna blab on too long. I said I was gonna keep this about 30 minutes. It's at 30 minutes. We got a few of you in here. Got 5 likes. That's pretty cool. You know, thanks guys, whoever did that. But anyway, I got to keep these a little bit shorter instead of droning on and talking for an hour and a half every day. I mean, unless people really want to see me blab for an hour and a half, but I'm thinking probably not. Anyway, we talked about my trades. We talked about a lot of the hot ones from today. I think we talked about pretty much all of them actually. So that about does it. Unless anybody has anything else that they want to add, I'll give you guys a couple minutes if there's anything you want to talk about or stocks you want to look at or anything like that. Put that in the chat too there. Anything else anybody wants to cover? We covered kind of the hottest stocks, I think, and the best plays that they had. I actually also thought about shorting this up here on this move right here. And of course, you know, like I said, there's so many times today, over and over and over again, where I'm like about to press the button, or I did and then I cancel it. I'm like, nah, it just doesn't feel right. And then it ends up doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. So many times on different stocks that happened today. I'm just constantly behind the game. And like, I don't know. The fear was taking hold of me today. I was scared to push that button. Could have made so much more money had I just pushed the button. Sometimes that's the biggest struggle, pushing the button. Because, yeah, I was looking at shorting that at 45, and had I actually done that, that would have been crazy just because it would have opened up all the way down here at like $14 a share lower, and I could have got out of it right away and made a ton of money on that. Got to push that button, Tim. All right. I think we've all had time, so... you guys are probably ready to jump off here, so let's do that and call it a night. Same bat time, same bat place tomorrow. I'll catch you guys tomorrow after the market, and we'll talk about what's moving tomorrow. If there's anything you guys would request that I do for a video or whatever, make sure you put that in the comments or send me an email. My email's on my YouTube page, things like that. And I will try to cover it. I've been slacking on making actual videos because they take so much more time to make them and edit them and make the thumbnails and do all the different stuff that I have to do versus going live. So need to stop slacking and make some more videos, I know. But been super busy. Anyway, thank you all for watching. You guys are awesome. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow. One more thing to Rod. Check out my video on holding overnight. That might help you. To find the first green day, you basically are just going to be looking at screeners and scanners and looking for the stocks that day traders are in, the ones that have the highest volume. They got to have the first big green day, but they also have to have a lot of volume. And you're going to learn, the more you do this, how to pick those out from your scanners and screeners. And you'll start knowing. It just takes time before you're like, oh, that's the one people are looking at, you know. And that comes down to, you know, you can watch anybody's or my scanner videos, other people's scanner videos and stuff about how to toggle and like weed out a bunch of the stocks that you don't need to look at to find the few that you do. But that, yeah, like I said, once you find the few that people are looking at, those are the ones that you're wanting to possibly hold overnight. And that video will kind of show you my criteria anyway about that. If you just search on YouTube Nomad Trading holding overnight or something like that, or look in my videos, you should see it. It should help you. All right. Have a great evening.